Businesses have spent millions of dollars studying demographics, and they've broken up their target markets in different generations. Generation Y was born around any time after 1982. They are typified by businesses as being born to shop. At least 60% of Generation Y have computers at home, and almost all of them use them at school. They're very ethnically diverse. They love high-tech gadgets, and educational software makers are targeting this group. Generation X has been stereotyped by businesses as being born somewhere between 1968 and 1980. They're typified as having cynical yet savvy tastes when it comes to shopping. They've been blasted with commercials their entire lives, so it takes a lot to get to them. Some are still living at home. Many have experienced downsizing and unemployment. Then there's the baby boomers, who were born from about 1946 to 1964 or 1968. They're individualists who cling to their youth. Businesses do well selling pharmaceuticals or products that promise to make them feel younger and healthier. Baby boomers are stereotyped as valuing convenience, and they consider themselves to be hard workers. And finally, there's the older consumer, those born before 1946. They have more money than previous older generations. They're healthier, and they're better educated than earlier generations. They're about 26% of the market who like products that help them remember the past. They prefer comfortable clothes. Think elastic and Velcro versus tight stretch pants. They like books with big print that are easy to read, and they like to take more adventurous vacations than earlier generations did. Global economic systems are always evolving. Go to the next slide to learn more about capitalism, communism, socialism, and mixed economic systems. Over the past several years, there's been a global move toward capitalism, competition, private ownership of business, pursuing a profit, and having numerous rights offered to business owners. Adam Smith is identified as the father of capitalism. He said that the economy is best regulated by the invisible hand of competition. What do you think he meant by this? Well, he meant that competition would ensure that the best products and services were offered to the public. He felt that bad companies would not survive. The United States leans toward pure capitalism, but it does intervene with laws to ensure that smaller and weaker companies can compete against the bigger Walmarts and General Electrics in the nation. The government intervenes to make sure that monopolies don't exist. It also instills controls through the Department of Transportation, Environmental Protection Agency. And if you remember back to the Reagan administration, it used to regulate the airline industry. Within a communistic society, the government owns almost all of the resources and makes all economic decisions for its people. The central government does all the planning of what will be produced, where, how much, and who will get what. Before 1991, the Soviet Union, China, and many Eastern countries had mostly command economies. Now, the only ones left are primarily Cuba and North Korea. A good example of what communism would be like in this class is to tell everyone in this course that they can do all the assigned, they can do the homework, they can watch the videos, they can do all of the quizzes and do the class projects, but no matter how much work you do or how well you do, you'll get a C, because everyone in the class will get a C. Socialism refers to strong government control over private industries, and also the government controls bigger operations like transportation, utilities, and communications. The state also may determine prices, what will be produced, and workers' rights. They provide high levels of unemployment benefits and health care benefits, much more so than capitalistic countries do. It exists throughout Western Europe, to include Great Britain, Denmark, China, Sweden, and oftentimes France. Most economies are a mix of socialism and capitalism. Canada and Sweden use more than one economic system. Most activity is carried out through private enterprise, but the government intervenes in providing health care, transportation systems, roadways, welfare, postal service, and social security. Great Britain, the United States, they're also considered mixed economic systems because of the role the government plays in providing things like social security, welfare. Even in the United States, the government owns public lands and controls some water resources. The application of technology can increase efficiency, lower costs, and enable firms to build better products and offer better services. Working on cars is no longer about turning a wrench, but it's computerized operations. The internet is also changing how companies sell and how consumers buy. What do you think are the effects of these rapid changes in technology? Another trend we're seeing is in global competition. The world is becoming more competitive. Exports continue to rise in the world markets. More and more countries are trying to sell their products elsewhere. As more countries open their markets, the United States is finding greater opportunities for doing business abroad. With increased global competition, more companies are being forced to adhere to quality management standards. ISO 9000 quality management is a set of 5 technical standards to ensure sound quality procedures for designing, producing, inspecting, packaging, and marketing of products. ISO 14000 was designed to ensure clean production processes to cut down on environmental pollution. So other countries that are very interested in only importing goods that are up to a certain standard of quality and will not pollute their environment are going to look for these ISO 9000 or 14000 compliance. Another trend in business is that there's a talent war among employers for the best employees. A survey of 6,000 managers found that talented employees will be the hardest resource to find. Companies will have to become more and more creative in attracting the best applicants and keeping them. While predictions state that the economy will continue to grow, the number of people between 35 and 45 years of age will not keep pace.